Hey, how y'all doing out there? Ever so often, I fly solo.
And I fly.
Hi.
Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hello, good evening. Hey,
He's back. He's back.
hey, happy to be back. Happy to be here. You are not alone.
I'm here with you. Do
Solo? No.
something.
It's so good to be back.
It is. And
It
since
is.
he's back and I'm back, let's go. Yay. It is. It is Talk on Tuesday. Da-da-da-da. And we're here. And every Tuesday, we are streaming on our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, our Facebook
Yeah,
company homepage, I'm sorry, and our LinkedIn. And now we're available on Roku TV.
we linking
Uh,
up and
uh,
linking in.
and linking in. If you'd like to be a
Right,
sponsor on our platform,
the
book time
land of
with us
Lincoln.
at Linktree Linktree/Pure Light Media. That is what's happening. Mr. Womble, you're back. You're
I
back.
am. I'm back in the land of Lincoln, so I can link up and link in with everybody. Yeah. Happy Tuesday. Today's Tuesday.
I know, and it's so
Hop
good to
on
see
Tuesday.
everyone. It
Yeah. Hey, everyone.
Yeah, so I see Wise is joining us. Hello, how you doing, Wise?
Hey,
And
yeah.
I see Daniel's here. What up, Daniel? Good to see you.
Yeah. What
Oh
up?
my
What up?
goodness. And then, of course, thank you so much, Mr. Springer, always holding it down. And thank you so
Kevin,
very much for
Kevin,
the
Kevin,
Kevin,
Kevin.
Kevin,
That's
Kevin.
right. Linking up and linking in.
I know. He always has our back, which is always
Right.
greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
This was an interesting weekend actually. There was a lot going on this weekend. A
Uh-huh.
lot. Mhm.
Definitely. Definitely. It was it
Yeah.
was it was the best of times and the best of times. So that's a good thing. Wonderful thing. In fact.
Well, I was really happy this weekend because as we've been talking, it's the award season. It's just as simple as that. It's the award season, and I am happy to let you guys know that the Saturday, the 54th annual Image Awards in Los
Right.
Angeles. I am so excited it was there, and everyone that we wanted to win. What is our nickname for the NAACP awards?
It's the Black People Awards. The Black People Awards. We give awards to black people. It's the Black People Awards. And and as we continue on, I used to say that kind of joking and in not that, positive a light, but as the years have gone on, the importance of that is just growing immensely. We need
Mhm.
Black People Awards, and I was happy to see them. The 54th annual NAACP Image Awards was right on time. Val, tell us about it. This Saturday, right? Who were the big winners? What was going on out in La La Land?
It was a lot going on. So of course we had, Equalizer, the show that this young lady, Dana Owens, aka Queen Latifah, heads up.
Using her government
She,
name?
I What's wrong with me using a government name,
Because
Michael? I love her.
I like her royalty name, the name
I love Queen
that we have
Latifah.
given her over the
Yes.
past,
She had
hip
it up
hop
to
name.
here. Give them to him, Queen.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because it's just a sign of unity. UNITY.
I
That's
see
what's
people
unity.
chit chatting with folks in the chat, so that's always fun. But yeah, so Queen was hosting, and I have to
Queen was
say,
hyped
it
up.
was the big winners were Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, The Woman King, and on the TV side, oh my goodness, Quinta Bunson's Abbott Elementary. And as you see
Yeah.
here, oh, good gracious. This girl walked away with a couple of things. She walked away with
Entertainer of
entertainer
the
of the
year.
year.
Which, I'm happy for her, of course. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is
And
happening
I
there?
mean, I've whoever
You said
captured
doing the
this
vision
photo
in
of
white?
Angela and Viola.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that vision in white. Good grief. I know how Stella got her groove back, but she has kept that groove for the last like 30, 40 years. How she do that?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this Angela Bassett got in shape for What's Love Got to Do with It, which now, if I remember correctly, it's coming up on the 30th year it's been
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
She stayed in shape. Uh,
Yeah, right. She got in state
back.
and stayed in shape. She like never lost it from there. She's like, yeah, this is a lifestyle now.
Yeah, we
Okay.
just and I found out that, and I read somewhere she doesn't eat bread or any gluten.
She Tom Brady. All right, okay.
Well, yeah, so she was it's amazing. So this is what is amazing about Angela. Now, Angela's also the executive producer, and she's a lead actor on the ensemble cast for Fox's 911. And
Yeah,
so
Murphy show.
that also
Yeah, Ryan
won.
Murphy show for sure.
She won
Yeah.
for that. And so,
Mm-hmm.
Michael, what do you think? I'd like to have Kevin put this in the chat. Did the NAACP Awards get it right? Was Angela Bassett the Entertainer of the Year? Throw that in the chat for us. But what
Entertainer
do you
of the
think? How do
year.
you
I
think?
mean, because you got to
Yeah.
think about it. I mean, I hark back to you. I wasn't here, but I know what you said last week.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at. I mean, there with Angela and Viola, you got like half that show, pretty much. I mean, between the Black Panther and the Woman King, that was pretty much the show. Quinta makes a three, so that they were the trinity of that show. Well, I mean, Angela Bassett movie, the TV show, and as Val said on the
Mm-hmm.
TV show, Val the Voice said last week, Angela Bassett producing stars in 911, and it's in the to
Mm-hmm.
be determined, like if it's coming back list. It won an Image Award, but I mean the appreciation that needs to be shown to that show is
Mm-hmm.
viewers.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's
I
that
think
show.
people vote. The audience votes for the NAACP Image Awards. I believe they vote.
So I mean, so there is interest. People do want to see her. I've seen the show a couple of times, and I gotta say, it's really well done. It's
Mm-hmm.
riveting. Once you get in the very beginning, it's hard to turn away because you're like, well, what happens next? Why did that happen? Well, what's going on? And it just kind of takes you on a ride. And it is probably the most like cinematic of shows that I've seen as well. Some of the things that happen on that show are things that I've really only seen in movies before. I don't know how they're able to do what they do, but they do it well. So,
Yeah.
so the
And it was good.
question:
It
did
was
the
good.
NAACP did they get it right? I mean, TV, okay, movie,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I mean, she don't write a book, she don't sing. I mean, is she the entertainer of the year?
You know what? I have to say, I feel like this might be a lifetime achievement award type of thing. That's what
Okay,
that's the vibe that I'm getting. I feel like the NAACP, I think if I heard correctly, that she's won over 20 times and has been nominated more.
she's the
But
Meryl
it's a
Streep of the Image Awards.
because think about it. Angela has been acting since the mid to late 80s. And I'm going
Bro.
as far back as The Cosby Show. And she
Oh,
appeared as
oh, sure.
Claire Huxtable's friend. And of course, being the
You going
mom to a
pre
very
pre
young
boys to
Trey.
Boys in the Hood, huh?
Boys in the Hood. She was
Yeah, sure.
the mom and acting opposite of Lawrence Fishburne,
Right,
as
Larry.
the father. But
Hmm.
one thing that I was was remarked about is that there is chatter that Angela may not win the Oscar, and I'm
No,
thinking
no, nope, nope.
I'm hoping
Burn
that
them
is
down. Burn her
totally.
place down. Burn it down. Burn it all down. Burn it the hell down. Nope.
Oh my gosh!
No,
So
no, no,
I'm
no.
asking I'm asking the question. Thank you so much, Kevin, for putting that in. Coming in from no, was it Maryland or
Well,
Michigan? Lakeisha, what's up, girl? How
well, I
you
mean,
doing?
SAG left some doubt, right? SAG did create some doubt, didn't it?
Yes, they did, and I'm rushing to that picture as we speak because
I mean, you want to go there right now with this? You want to switch
I
and go
could
that
go there
way?
right now. You're right. I sure can
Because I don't think
because I
anybody was upset seeing Jamie Lee Curtis win a SAG award for Best Supporting Actress for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is
Mhm.
interesting. They did find the one white person and gave them an award from it. But anyway, they gave everybody else an award from that movie too. It won Best Ensemble. It won everything that it could win at the SAG Awards, including that category, in which
Mhm.
which Angela Bassett as well as Jamie Lee Curtis, they're up for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. I mean,
Mhm.
that's a tough category.
It's a very
Stephanie Shu is also in that category. She plays the daughter in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Carrie Condon from Banshees of Inisherin, she is up for that as well as Hung Chau, who is in The Whale. She plays the woman
Mhm.
that interacts with Brendan Fraser's character in The Whale, and that's a tough category.
It
So I
really
can see
is.
how things could go sideways. And Angela, instead of having an award, she could just have ashes and it just be Angela's ashes. I could see how that could happen, but I just don't think that it. I don't know. I think that's the Black Panther award in a way, you know.
Black Panther. What do you mean by that?
Oh my gosh. So let's step back for just a second. So I said at the
Okay.
beginning, there's a reason why I've come over the years to really appreciate the NAACP Image Awards. And that
Mhm.
is because I look at what the Academy Awards have in Best Picture and some of these major categories, with the exception of Best Supporting Actor. And this is terrible. These are I've seen many of these movies. They are not, some of them are not good. Okay. And they are up for things, and they got people in categories that had no business being there if they wanted in by mistake. So the only major entry for Black Panther in any of the leading categories is Angela Bassett. So if
Mhm.
she doesn't win, I mean, in a way, she's representing all of the Black cinema. I mean, Val, have you looked at these nominees? This madness. There's more love for blue people than they are for Black people.
Oh wow.
The
You took
Avatar,
it around the Avatar? You took it around
yeah.
Avatar? Really? Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
blue people
Well,
are for Academy Awards more than Black people are.
and how are you doing, Delana? Great for joining us for tonight. We're just up here just
Hard shit
arguing like
away from that.
we
You won't touch
usually
that
do.
one, huh?
No. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna go to the
Talking about
Screen
the water
Actors Guild
smirks.
Awards.
Everybody moves away. Okay.
Right. And so you know what? I forgot Jamie Lee Curtis, her father, both of her parents were famous actors, but Tony Curtis
Incredibly
was her
fake.
dad.
Oh, yeah, but
Totally forgot about it.
she had it on both sides. I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. The
But
Curtis, Tony Curtis.
she's the same age as Angela Bassett. They're both in their 60s. And she's never even been nominated. And this
Well,
was
that's because
everything.
Jamie Lee is this she's the screen queen.
So
I mean,
right, so it was Halloween, and Halloween I think came out in '77, so that was a long time. But these
made
young
her
ladies
career.
here, right, right. So she won. I didn't have too big of an issue with it. I really didn't. And so what was good, they didn't really have a host. I don't want to let guys know the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the 29th annual Screen Actors Guild Awards, and um, it is actors voting for other actors. So it's not the audience like it was for the NAACP Image Awards. The actors, other actors voted for other actors. That's pretty much how that went.
Okay.
And so I was remarked that on both the NAACP
Yeah.
and the Screen Actors Guild love Abbott Elementary.
I mean, everybody loves Abbott Elementary. I have not met the person that's like, oh, that piece of no. Everybody loves that show. Well, thank
Mhm.
you. This is clearly that was for me. Thank you, Val. The Zendaya shot was for me, and I appreciated it. Thank you.
Well, I was very happy about Ki Hung Won Khan's win
Mm-hmm.
for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
And I
I
was very
didn't
happy with your
realize.
pronunciation. Good job. All right.
Yeah. He is the first Asian American actor to win for Best Actor for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I cannot, and guys, I'm going to keep publicly saying this until Michael believes it. I want to thank you for being in my face to see this film. In my
I
face.
wanted to see that movie. I mean, the first time I heard what it was, it's like, okay, so it's an action movie. Yeah, yeah, but it's also about the metaverse. Okay, so it's about the metaverse. Yeah, but the movie is also a family drama. Oh, okay, so it's a family drama that's about the metaverse where the wife is a superhero and she's 60 and she runs a laundromat. And I'm sorry, what? What else happens? Oh yeah, and then they're hot
Yeah.
dog fingers. So it's like, yeah, you got me. You got me at hot dog fingers. All right, I need to see this. And I
So
did a couple times in
of
the
the
theater.
5 categories that was nominated for Everything Everywhere All at Once,
You
they
like
won
won everything.
4
Won
out
everything.
of the 5, and 2 of the winners is on screen. Michelle
Yeah,
Yeoh, woo, she
Michelle
gonna win that
Yo.
Oscar, I'm telling you.
Oh God, definitely. So those of you that like, I don't watch these dramas and these like hoity-toity. Michelle Yeoh's got her start in Hong Kong cinema. So she was running with Jackie Chan. Okay, that's when she first got her start. And when she got her start, she made sure that she could hang with Jackie Chan. So she did all of her stunts in her movies from the very
Mhm.
start. And some interviews she's talked about, like, jumping out and being so good at it that they had to do second and third takes because she was making the stuff look too easy.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
So in this woman, and this is the same person that later on you see in Crouching Tiger, Hidden
Crouching Tiger,
Dragon.
Hidden
This
Dragon, and she
woman,
was
what, Crazy Rich Asians? She's been in everything, and she can do it. She can, Val. You ready? She can do
mhm,
everything everywhere all at once as an actress. She
Everywhere All
can
at
do,
Once.
there's the bear. Not the cocaine bear. That's a different bear. That's Jeremy Allen White, who won for The Bear, another show based in Chicago about a chef. And it is an
Mhm.
amazing show. Do you think that's a comedy? I
I
didn't watch
think
that show
it's
as
a
a comedy.
drama. I think it's a drama. I think they have it deemed wrong. I'm gonna scroll back
I'm
because I
okay
I
with
need to
it. I
talk
mean, okay
about.
with it winning awards, but I didn't watch it as a comedy. I enjoyed it, but
I
I didn't
didn't
know it
watch
was
it
a
as a
comedy.
comedy. I was tearing up too much, Michael. They were
Oh,
they were dealing with a
and
very
the
serious topic of grief.
and the one episode with the where they forgot to have the machine on for orders and turned it on, that was a
Mhm.
masterpiece. That is unlike
Yeah.
any other TV show episode of anything I have ever seen. It
Mhm.
is jazz like. I think it has jazz underneath that just comes to this crescendo and doesn't let you go. That's a great show. So anyway, I digress. But I do want to Can we go back to the Image Awards for just a second?
I'm
Two
going
things I
back
want
to
to
the Image
mention.
Awards. I actually would like to talk about Benjamin Crump.
All right, give him his love for sure.
I mean, give the man the flowers while he lives. And I have to say I had the pleasure of meeting Benjamin back in
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a
2015.
second. Let me catch that name you just dropped. Okay, so
Here
you
we
met
go.
Benjamin
Here we
Crump.
go.
All right, got it, got it.
So,
Yep. Go
uh,
ahead. I was putting myself on mute because this is one of them stories. Go ahead, man.
so I worked for a non-for-profit organization, and I worked in the legal department and helped with photos as well as registering people. I think I forgot what city we were in at the time. It was for their conference, their annual conference, and Ben Crump came along with other folks in the legal field, and he pretty much he's been doing the champion of fighting for people's rights over and over and over again. There's nothing. Name dropping. Yes, when I met Ben Crump, this is what happened. But the speech that Crump did at the NAACP Awards had pretty much people standing. I was kind of teary-eyed and looking and kind of,
I'll stand up at
and
home.
yeah, and what I was capturing was
I was
people.
like I was at the movies.
This is Angela Bassett's husband, Courtney B. Vance,
Coming in
like
the second
that's it.
Godfather Harlem. Yeah.
Like that's it. And we have Brittany back. So
Yeah.
happy that
It's
she
Britney.
was there with her wife. So a
Was.
lot of people really just kind of identifying with let me come off of that. Kind of
Yeah.
identifying with Ben. So that was I felt like his speech was so impassioned and empowered.
Yes.
And so he pretty much, oh, thank you, Kevin. Yes, he vows to fight for Black history in and outside of courtrooms, because he mentioned again
Yes.
how Florida, the state with the
Yeah.
governor who
But not
needs to
just
be.
inside, not just in and outside of courtrooms, man. In and outside of he fighting for it in and outside of classrooms, and we gonna need some of that help in them
Mhm.
classrooms. Look,
Mhm.
Florida is a petri dish experiment for nonsense. They say that's when woke goes where woke goes to die. Florida is also where common sense has gone to die in the square head of the governor there, because there ain't nothing else in that square head except nonsense and political
Yeah,
aspiration.
and
Benjamin
yeah, and
Crump, thank goodness.
so I gotta give him his flowers. I'm grateful that he received the award and the recognition from the NAACP Awards. There was
Yes.
other winners, and you know what? There are so many categories, Michael, that the NAACP Awards, they just couldn't do it all on one night. It even for that night. I mean, they recognize
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh, Wade and Gabrielle Union. They
Oh, please,
recognized
yeah.
Serena Williams.
Let me, please. There are two things
Okay.
that made a big impression on me on the show. Okay,
Okay.
and you
All
name
right.
one of them, Dwayne and Gabrielle Union, who I think are two
Mhm.
of the best celebrity parents that I've seen. The
Mhm.
way they've been able to accept and support their child with this kind of
Mhm.
fierce love. It's unconditional. It's unquestioned. That was amazing. And I know why he
Mhm.
spoke before her, because if you heard her go, it's like, ooh, somebody got to
She
come
went.
get her. Somebody got to come
Yeah.
get her. That's why you
She
don't
was.
start hot like that. Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
So he had to kind of be the cooler. And I know I got the two of them. Yes, there they are. Yeah. So she had a scowl on her face where I was thinking, oh good gracious,
Ooh, leave her
this could go in so
alone.
many different directions. But she was cheered on, and let me go ahead and present. But yeah, I was just thinking, I'm glad that they got recognized, and just happy that like you said, I think we reviewed a film that she's in.
Yeah,
And we're
another film that
thinking
got neglected and acting like it didn't come out last year is called The Inspection, which
inspection,
she
right?
plays the mom of a young man who is gay,
Mm-hmm.
who goes to the Marines to as a way to get his life together, and he
Mm-hmm.
does to the point that he made a movie about his life. So it's another extraordinary piece of art that has just been neglected by some of these awards. Anyway, can I give some love to Uncle Clifford too?
Of course you can.
Because at that point, that was very early in the NAACP awards when they
Mm-hmm.
said outstanding actor in the TV drama, and they said Nico Annan, and he sashayed up that stage. And for P Valley, and if you've seen P Valley, you know what it is. If you
Oh,
haven't, I have the time or bandwidth to explain it to you now. His
exactly.
character or what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but that
Mm-hmm.
show has got to be the blackish, not blackish. That's gonna be the blackest show on cable, even beyond Power Book, even beyond Ghosted Power Book and all of that. All right, P Valley is like its own thing.
I
Wow,
feel like it has its own lane. P Valley
it's
has
got its
its
own
own
highway.
lane.
It's got its own highway. Okay, so
Well,
I Val 5 years ago, would he have been able to get that award?
I don't know.
Would he have even been nominated by the NAACP?
I do not know. But
I
we
believe
have
they were making a statement. I believe the NAACP set out this year to make a very
Mhm,
clear statement as where they are on intersectionality.
mhm.
So he wins, and rightfully so. He probably is the best in that category. If you look at that category, no, for real, for real, for real,
Yeah.
far. But then you couple that with the award that the organization chose to give. It wasn't like out of competition. The award that they wanted to give to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, they were making a statement. They're saying very clearly, like, yes, I know what the perception is about African Americans, African American community, about civil rights organizations, but we stand, as Gabrielle Union said, with all black people,
Mhm,
black people of at different religious,
mhm,
political, and orientations. We stand with everyone. And I
mhm,
was
mhm.
very happy to see that. Um, Growing up, at times, I didn't know if the NAACP did that, but clearly they were making that statement, and I give them all the love for that, and I certainly wish them the best as they move forward, because we are entering into some
Weird
really
times.
interesting times when we need them to be that voice. We need that legal arm of the NAACP. We need them to be able to continue to support people like Benjamin Crump and the work that he does, because we're living
Right.
in dangerous times.
So, what's happening? It's the last day of Black History Month, and
Tis.
here and here in this last day of Black History Month, what's happening here in Chicago politically is the mayoral election.
Yes.
And so I will say on Saturday I went ahead and attended a rally for the current mayor,
The current
Mayor
and looks like outgoing. Uh-huh.
uh,
As the
for the
as
mayor.
the yeah, as the numbers are coming in, looks like the outgoing mayor of
Okay,
former mayor of
right,
Chicago, soon to be. Uh-huh.
right. So she's here with my alderman, the alderman that's in our area, Michelle
Which one?
Harris, and that's the one in the blue jean, Jack, and then my
Uh,
neighbor,
she look like a
Miss
nice
Miss
librarian.
Porter.
Uh-huh.
I know, and my neighbor. This is my neighbor who I've been knowing since the late '70s, since I was 7 or 8 years old. This is
Mm-hmm.
Miss Porter. She is the person that is so, what do you want to call it? Like she, she looks out for kids. She looked out for her children.
She
She was
looked
connected.
nice.
Right, right. So she was completely. So she was like, "Val, can you take this picture?" I was like, "Sure, I'm gonna take the picture."
Yeah.
And yeah, and I thought it was
Yeah.
sweet, but then I was thinking, I don't know if anything is being said here that's gonna make me vote for her. And I was feeling some kind of way about that, and I wanted to feel moved, but
I think we all
yeah.
did. I don't.
Mhm,
I think that there is a little bit of hesitancy that we all have
mhm,
about Mayor Lightfoot. I will give her that as
mhm.
long as she is mayor over the next 24 hours or so, pretty much. She's done. She's done. She is third place in an election in which only the top two move forward. There's no way she's making up that 5 point differential. I don't think.
So
They just kind of
who's in the lead? Who's in the lead right now?
good lord. Paul Vallis is in the lead right now, commanding lead. He's not going to get to 50, thank goodness. So there will be a second attempt at it. The way that it's set up for Chicago, we had 9 people running, which is like about, I don't know, 6 too many running for mayor. So out of these 9, if not one of them gets to 50% of the vote, it goes to an automatic runoff. That automatic runoff is going to happen in early April. So we're going to go there because the top 3 together have about 75% of the vote locked up. So
Mhm.
nobody's getting to 50. Nobody's getting to 50.
Okay, so
Sadly,
that's
she is in third place like that, and she's probably not going to make it. So she'll be a one-term mayor. She'll be someone that'll likely be remembered for the amazing job she did at the very beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. I thought she did a wonderful job. I wasn't here at that time, but from
mhm.
afar, I certainly heard the message about Chicago getting itself in its house in order
Me
and making
too, me
sure
too.
that the citizens had as much information as possible, had access to things that they could choose to do with, however they personally chose to use that. And I thought that I was proud to be a Chicagoan when I didn't live here with her. When I moved in back to Chicago and got a closer look at her. Whew.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my goodness.
and the carjacking, that's the thing. I was just a little disturbed behind it all. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to
Well, you mentioned Black History. Let's just mention it because this is why we're mentioning it beyond those people
okay.
that don't live or have contact to
Any
the city of
connection, yeah.
Chicago. Yeah,
Mhm.
she is. She will be because she won't be anymore. She is the third African American elected as mayor of the city of Chicago. It's possible that we may get a fourth, depending on what happens with this runoff that'll occur. It won't be because of Paul Vallis. He is the lone Caucasian candidate among the 9. And surprise, surprise, he got the most votes. Surprise,
Mhm.
surprise, he also probably isn't a Democrat and is running as a Democrat and has said things that are both racist and homophobic. Surprise, surprise.
Mhm. Surprise, surprise.
So, not surprised, really. Everybody knew that he was an enemy of Harold Washington, the first African American mayor, and he continues to hold these views, though he does so privately.
Right. So one of the as we go into our next segment, one of the winners, the Jackie Robinson Sports Award from the
Yeah.
NAACP, ended up going to one of our favorites, Serena Williams. But the person that's going to talk a little bit about that and more is this guy. Woo.
Hey,
Hey,
let me tell you
hey,
something.
hey.
Hey, Mike, you talk about Uncle Luke and Chuckaloosa, Mississippi, man. M
Oh,
I Crooked letter, crooked letter.
Oh,
Crooked letter, crooked letter.
Hey, P Valley, baby, P Valley. That's the show.
P Valley, yes. And
show.
Coach, just back me up on that. That's one of the blackest shows you ever seen, huh? Am I right on that?
Let me tell you something. Funny part about it was last weekend I had a basketball game, and I talked to my bus driver and the coach from another team who's from that area. And it's actually that area is for real area. I've been down. I got 2 chips from a casino for promotional purposes only, and I kept them, forgot to turn them in. And he told me that they changed that name to Chucalissa because there's a make-believe town, but the town is actually the real town in the Delta.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is my thoughts on P Valley. I know it's happening. I'm sorry. I know it's happening. I completely understand the whole lifestyle. And it's more, and I know what makes the show probably very great is the writing.
It is.
I think
yes.
It's got to be the writing, got to be the acting,
yes.
and you're tackling a underworld, an underbelly of things that are not necessarily brought to the surface that often. And this is on the Stars Network, so I know they were kind of looking and searching
the underground
for
economy that keeps the economy moving. Yeah,
exactly. They're looking for their next big thing, but because of
the script club,
I just can't. And I'm thinking to myself, and it's okay.
I'm
not P Valley's audience. That's not me.
I'm not saying the audience, but I like it for one reason, Val. What Michael just said. It's the people see the club, the young ladies, and this and that. What they don't see through is the underlying racism. They don't see through the underlying, this is our people again. So what? They're in a small Mississippi town. The man got his thumb on the situation, trying to make it out. These young ladies, and this and that. Now, because I've got relatives in Alabama, got relatives in Mississippi, and I come south and I go visit them, I see these little cities. They're not the New Yorks and the Chicagos and the DCs and LAs of the world. They're not. So this is how these people operate, where I still ride at 85 Cutlass Caprices with the rims on them. This is how they still get down. Still got the church people doing whatever. And as one of my relatives say, I'm going to put the Bible down and pick it back up on Tuesday. So I'm just telling you, when I saw this show, I'm like, oh, this is crazy, because I've been on vacation or visiting my relatives and can see some of this literally going on. And when the show came to light, you don't see the mayor, right, trying to win the casino, to undercover the money. They doing everything they doing in Chicago, but it's just been done in a small city.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yeah. I mean, and you see the determination of the people to make it.
Right.
And I think that's the heart of the story. That's the one thing that I really believe makes it universal.
And the young lady become a business lady, right? She started from nothing. The young lady started from nothing.
Corey Hall,
right?
The writer.
But I'm talking about the main character.
The main character. Yeah.
Started from nothing, was a stripper, being chased down by a boyfriend, almost got killed. They chased her down.
That first season.
Yeah, that first season is ridiculous, man. But she goes from all that to now she's in the 3rd season where she's not a club owner, right? So if that's not pulling your bootstraps up, what else can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it just is. So, Coach, there's so much. I missed everybody. Missed talking to you last week.
They did.
Hey, listen, I want to apologize to my fans. I appreciate it. I'm on the road.
Yeah.
It's the end of the season. I literally just came out of the bleachers watching the game, right? Because I couldn't miss Val and Mike, and so I appreciate you guys. And and matter of fact, I want to tell Springer to put my Twitter information out, so I can pick up some people. Y'all need to start hitting me up on Twitter through the week and talking to me. Help me out with what you want to talk about as the week come up. That'd be great.
Yeah,
because our coach is he tweets. He's not on Facebook. He's a tweeter.
Yeah, so if my Twitter handle is going to be, and I'll give it to you guys right now. And Springer, you can put it up as @Chillman. That's 3 L CHILLMAN.
So chill.
LLLMAN7 at Chillman7. Hit me up.
Yeah, it's Coach Tony and Elon. I mean, they tweeting. They the tweeters for sure.
And by the way, Mike, speaking of all these awards, man, I don't care about the NAACP, the Image, the Oscars. Man, I want to give you the Interludes Talk on Tuesday awards, man. I appreciate the stuff that you're doing on a daily basis with these kids, man, because they could be going left or right, and you got them straight and narrow, and you working with them on things that's going to set them up for success in the future. And I just want to tell you, man, hats off, man.
Back at you, Coach. I mean, you the coach, you the mentor, you the life guide. I mean, anytime I hear about coaches, that's the one thing I admire coaches, because I know that they go beyond the season. They are people that are young athletes, during and off season. They come to someone like you and get guidance from. So right back at you, Coach.
I just did that. Speaking of guidance, this young lady, Serena Williams, you cannot stop talking about it. Again, Mike, Val, if I told you, she's one of my favorite commercials in the Super Bowl, right, with the golfing. I love that commercial. That was so cool. And the funny part about it is that she wasn't necessarily saying that she was an alcoholic drinker, right? But she did the commercial so well. That was spot on, man.
Yeah. Coach, we were wrapping since it is the 28th. The kids at our school have been doing, highlighting somebody each day for Black History Month. And they did Serena Williams today, and it was hilarious. I was laughing in my classroom listening to it because this year they write their own stuff. I just sit back and let them do it. So, Coach, they were talking about Serena, and they said, "Oh yeah, her other sister plays tennis too." And my head was like,
wow. I think the older sister started playing first.
She did.
Well, yeah, that's Venus Williams. There was a time where it was only Venus Williams, and it's like, well, my younger sister plays too, and that was Serena, who was to come. But the fact that she not only came, she so surpassed her sister and every other player on the planet. It's like, oh yeah, my sister plays too. I won doubles with her.
Yep. Yeah, and I give that credit to
it's just amazing.
I give that credit to Mama, to tell the truth, because Mama kind of kept that fire going. As much as I love what Pops tried to do, Mama the one say, she say, but I'm gonna give y'all something. So you want to hear my Val? Speaking of me tweeting, if you guys had followed me today, man, I got big hits and big returns on my tweet I put out today. But I put the Black History flag up, and I'm gonna tell you guys my quote of the day. And it just went there. So my quote of the day was, I put the Black History flag up and I said, "Too many that don't understand, today ends Black History Month. But for us who know about the struggle, who know about the history, Black history is every single month of the year for us. Understand it and recognize it."
365.
365, baby.
365 for sure. Man, Coach, so Black history, of course, is American history. I'm gonna pivot and go to athletic history. Let's go to the N, the B, and the A. Coach, it appears to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I often am, it seems like it's Denver versus everybody. Is that right?
Well, before we go there, we're gonna keep it Black history. Right before we go there, real quick, Mike, and we're gonna roll into that. Let's talk about this Dame Dollar situation first.
Oh, you want to go to Dame?
I want to go to Dame.
Oakland. You going to Oakland's finest? Huh?
Yeah, I want to go.
Okay.
Oakland's finest. So for those that don't know, and the reason why we're talking about this real quick, and that is the fact of the matter that if you didn't see Sunday's game, when Dame Dollar introduced the new Dame Dollar 8 from Adidas shoe, and as they said, what did Morris tell Michael Jordan back then?
It's the shoes.
It must be the shoe money. It's got to be the shoe money. And so Dame puts up 71 points on Houston. Ooh. I don't even know if anybody else was playing, Mike. It may just have been him on the court. But here's what the kicker was. After the game was over, within an hour, the N and the B and the A asked him to drug test. And he said,
there are different ways to look at it. Here's way I would look at this. I'll spin it in a positive way. They might have wanted to know, like, okay, so what did you take? Because we all want some of that. Can I have some too? Wait,
yep.
Did you eat it, or is it the shoes? Oh, you didn't eat it. So it's the shoes then.
They ain't kept it
what
positive.
coach it is Oakland. That's what that is.
I'm
gonna give Oakland the love. That's Oakland.
They definitely kept it positive. The only thing that he matched up, he said about it, which I understand, was, did you do this when Luka dropped 67 a few weeks ago? Not at all. Did you do this when Joker dropped 59? Not at all. But I dropped 71, and you want me drug test within an hour after the game was over. So, you're like, that's kind of crazy.
Coach. There's talk. I was following this. I missed a lot of stuff. Well, I ain't missed that when he dropped 71 that night. Right. There's this idea, because right now it's Dame, it's who's the other? It's Donovan, right? Donovan.
Yep. Donovan Mitchell. Yep.
And then it's Wilt.
Right. Then it's Wilt. Right.
Now here's what some people were saying, and I will get your thoughts on this. One, I'm hearing that 100 is possible, and there's this thought that 100 is possible. One, and two, if it is possible, it would come from a guard, and it would come from a guard like Dame. What are your thoughts on that? Is 100 possible? Could we see somebody actually do a side by side with Wilt? With Wilt's pays to hold 100? And see a guard now.
Here's the funny part about it. You almost got down my alley, because I was just asked this question at 10 o'clock this morning at basketball practice. And one of my players actually asked me that exact question. And the way I explained it to him is that you're looking at two different eras, Mike. When Wilt did it, it was the era of the big man, and everything was pitched down low. Of his 100 points that night, Wilt had 30 dunks. Right? 30 dunks. Okay. Right. And obviously no 3-point line. Now, these guys got 3-point line. What's nice about it is what you said. I told him this morning. I like it from the fact of the matter that these points are coming from guards, like you said, and they having to shoot jumpers, and it's coming from guards. Is it possible? Anything's possible. Here's the problem. The average NBA team only scores between 95 and 120 a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's just take 30 teams and just do the ratio. In order for him or any guard to drop 100, the team would have to sacrifice a big sacrifice and must give him the ball on every possession in a 24-shot possession, and he must be on fire. The other thing is the other team must allow him at some point to see if he can reach it or do it. That probably means that night they're not going to play defense, because if they just play the slightest bit defense on that person, I don't think it's possible to score 100. Not in this. Not in this.
81, right? Two things. Kobe got 81, right? Am I right on the number?
Yeah, Kobe got 81.
Do you think that you think they laid off on Kobe toward the end?
I think as he got, I don't think they laid off towards the end, but I think with the shot clock and the way that it was playing, the defense, Kobe was hot, but he missed some of his shots, and he was on that night. And Kobe was on better than anybody could be on that night, and he only got to 81. So again, for him to pick up that extra 20 points, he really had to be on.
Let me throw out two things real quick for you, because I'm really fascinated by this idea. One, 33s is 90.
Right.
That's possible, right?
Yep. What's the record on
33s?
What's the record on threes so far? Do you know? I don't have it.
I don't have it in front of me. No, but but the shooters that we're seeing now in the NBA, that is possible, isn't it?
Yep. I think the best shooter that you're going to see in the NBA probably with threes, I think it's got to be either Clay, and you can look this up. I think he's either Clay or Steph, and I think Clay have had 15 and Steph has had 17 in one particular game.
Yeah, I saw Clay a couple years ago demolish the Kings like that in a quarter. No, in a quarter. I think he hit about close to 10 in a quarter. So anyway, going back, the other thing, Coach, is this. You just gave me what the average is, but we already had a game this year where the average was completely exploded. We
It's
had
much higher
game
now,
this year where we had a 160 to 160 something game.
All-Star game.
Yeah.
How
do we count that or no?
We don't count that
because they were kept going back and forth.
First of all,
doing fancy ways and alley-oops and stuff.
But here's the thing. So we've had it. It can happen. If you and I, Coach, we're old enough to remember the old Mavericks under one of the deans of scoring.
Don.
Yes, Don, exactly. His teams will routinely get 130, 140.
Sure. Yeah, and that was back during the time that Phil was coaching at Loyola Marymount. They was running score up the same thing, right?
And then he brought that to the Warriors when he came to the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Under that group. So
possible.
Not 160, 140. You get a team that gets to 140. One of those people could get 100, couldn't they?
Sure, but here's the problem. That I'm gonna go back with Val, and I think I know what Val was going at. So that All-Star game, right? Obviously, they're playing for a prize at the end of each quarter, $100,000. Now, I was telling my buddy, here's what I wish that they would change for the All-Star game. At least make it interesting, Mike. If you're going to donate $100,000 to the winning team's organization after each quarter, why don't you make the winner of the first quarter, you give them each player $25,000. Second quarter, 50, third quarter, 75, and then 150 at the end of the game. Here's the reason being. Because now I'm playing for money, it's paper, then I'm going to play probably some little bit better defense because basically, as long as you got the ball coming down the lane, everybody moved out the way, obviously because they want no one hurt, no injuries because we still got a second half of the season. But people come to, and I think that's the reason why NFL dropped the Pro Bowl because it was getting boring and they wanted, the first year this year, the NFL Pro Bowl looked like what, Mike? The NBA All-Star game. With flag football and competition.
I mean, we all know that the best still, and by default, the best all-star game in professional sports is MLB. It still is because they're still playing. Because you can't half do baseball. If you have half at baseball, you gonna get hurt. There's a hard ball coming at 100 miles an hour. You catch it or you get out of the way, okay?
Or you hit it or you throw somebody out.
Right, yeah. You throw somebody out or somebody gets upset catching a ball where they could have made an out. So that's a game. That's too old school. That game will always be what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, this All-Star game, I think, Coach Tony. I know I was giving praise to Denver early on, but there's some really bad teams in the West. I think someone could get 100 this year.
I think I told him that early this year they had some bad teams in the West, Val, and one being the Los Angeles Lakers.
What's making the teams in the West bad? What's making the teams in the West bad?
What's making them bad? What's making them bad is the number one, the number two, and the number 3 draft picks. It was making them bad because this is the first year that the NBA draft picks for the first 10 guys going to the draft look good, look real good. Real good.
He looked good. He looked real good.
That's my man right there. He looked good. That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
Hey, back. Put your mom on the phone. Right, so I'm talking about that good. So you're looking at Mike in terms of the situation. I totally agree with you with baseball because if I hit you a pop up and you drop the ball, I know you're faking. I know you're trying to throw the game. So it's hard to fake baseball. Maybe you hit a shot down first base or a shortstop and go between my legs. That's another story. But baseball's gonna be baseball. Basketball, I think what's happened is the fans come to the All-Star game for Saturday night. For the 3-point contest and the dunk contest.
Yes.
They stay and watch the Sunday basketball game only because it's part of the weekend package.
Right.
I just know that the scores were really high.
They were
the
slam dunk contest.
Unusually high. They were unusually high, and I just remember it was up and down the court. They was just trying to outdo who was going to dunk and how.
Well, even when they got to the fourth quarter, when they say that supposedly in the fourth quarter is supposed to pick up and they play real defense because they're trying to win, it never did, because the first 8 minutes or the first 6 or 7 minutes from the 12 minutes to the 6 minutes left to go in the game, once like Mike said, once Donovan Mitchell went off and hit them 2 or 3 or 4 big threes. And the best part of the All-Star game to me really was when Jaylen Brown and Tatum was going at each other back and forth, ex-teammates opposite of one another was going at it. They both hit a couple big threes and took each other to the goal. That was a little excitement during the game. Yeah. Other than that, it was just your typical. They basically played who can hit the most points or the most shots was going to win that game. Period.
So, Coach, let's do 2 things real quick. I want to quickly go pick up something in the comments. We got one of them games, one of them old school North Carolina games coming up.
Oh, yeah, okay, Mark. I'm going to give it to you, Mark.
We're going into March Madness.
UNC is not winning this weekend, Mark. I love you. But if you got promotionals, put your house on Duke, baby. And here's the reason why I love Hubert. He has right now, he's killing Roy Williams, sitting in the stands with his glasses looking because he handed his team over, #1 in the nation, the #1 recruiting class. He becomes the first team in Carolina history to start the year off ranked #1 and finish the year off unranked and at the bottom of the ACC, Duke +10.
All right, so we took care of that. Which way you want, Coach? You want to go basketball, or football?
Throw it at me, baby. I'm a receiver, or I can definitely cross you over.
There's so much basketball going on, but we'll wait till we hit March. March is just around the corner. It is actually tomorrow. So I'm gonna throw you a pass. Coach, what are our Bears doing? And is it smart? Is it smart? Because I think it's smart. I don't trust them. I think we finally got a GM and management in there that knows what you're supposed to do. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to lie and say that you would trade the #1 pick away for a bunch of picks. Okay? You're supposed to lie and do that. You're supposed to lie and say, well, Justin Fields isn't that good. We might get rid of him and keep the #1 pick and go get another quarterback. You're supposed to have everybody confused so that all your assets are at their highest value. And for years, the Bears didn't know to play the game. And it looks like they do, but as Bears fans, these dopes trust them so much, they're scared, Coach. They think that they're going to trade away the #1 pick and the quarterback. Can you talk these fools down, please?
First of all, the general manager just walked through the doors. He's not going to do that. You know,
okay.
He's not going to walk through the door. He's
not going to do that.
Yeah, right? He got a poker hand going on right now, so obviously he's not going to do that. Right. But he's got to keep them. I think what he's trying to do is keep this hysterical thing going around about them moving from the city out to the suburb. That's one big key factor.
But that's going to happen. So okay,
exactly.
Keep going.
So he already knows that's happening. So what he's trying to do is how can I put together a team right now that I can know and build. So when that happens, we come right in that stadium, we're gonna win. Now here's the problem, Mike. You know as well as I do. It takes 2 to 3 years to mold a good quarterback. On that 4th year, they start to take off, unless they're Mac Jones, who happened to come in, or Burrow up in Cincinnati, who come through the door. They were good. Other than that, Justin Fields has been great, but the problem is you allow this young quarterback to get out the pocket and run too much. So you got him hurt early on instead of protecting him. And then you traded away the people that could protect him. So he's got no protection. So he's got to get out the pocket and throw the ball. So the only thing I think the Bears can do is got to keep him. Can't trade away this draft pick. And you got to get this kid some protection. We'll figure everything else out.
Yeah, because I mean, even Mel Kiper's in on this now. That we trading down, we getting rid of everything, and we're gonna go get Carter.
But that's crazy, Mike. We're already sitting at the bottom of the freaking NFC North. You let Detroit beat us this year when they had no wins, right?
I mean, there would have to be so much coming back with that #1 pick. I mean, it would be insane. So I'll entertain Mr. Lee for as we get to wrap
and
up.
you're not gonna have to worry about Justin Fields, because if you were Justin Fields, what are you saying? Get me the hell out of here. I'm gonna give you one more, and you can't give me what I need. Do me like you did with Cox. Do me like you did with everybody else. Let me bounce. Let me take my three. I'm not gonna re-up. Let me bounce up out of it. I go someplace else, and obviously do like all the quarterbacks out of Bears. Go someplace else and play and get better.
So another comment out there, the Marquette's number 6 in the nation, to which, Coach, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm countering with this. Marquette, Big Ten's getting 9 teams in. Yes? No?
Oh, no. I think the Big Ten.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I think the Big 12 gets 9 teams in this year. I think that they're going to surprise some people. I think the Big Ten gets 7.
7, okay. So
I think they get 7.
Still not making it.
I think that Northwestern's on the cut line. I think they get in. I think that
yes, okay.
I think Penn State's not getting in. I think they're not getting in.
Really?
I think,
so that's 8. You get rid of Penn State, that's 8.
Yep, and I think Rutgers is not going to get in. I think everyone goes that you go. Obviously, taking Purdue, they're number 1 seed.
You got Michigan. You got Michigan in over Rutgers.
Yes, I got Michigan in over Rutgers, only because of that name and what they've done, body of work. They're going to get in. Got Michigan, Michigan State, Northwestern, Illinois, Indiana, Purdue, Wisconsin. I think those are the 7 that get in.
Okay,
and
all right.
Northwestern is probably on that cut line 8 getting in and out. I think Northwestern will be
Coach.
So
Northwestern's coach getting them in. Northwestern's coach getting them in.
Yeah, Chris Collins going to get them in.
They want to see Chris, and they want to see Chris in the tournament.
Exactly right. They want to see Chris in the tournament, and he'll get in with a flip flop between him and Wisconsin. Now, here's the crazy part about it: they can possibly get a solid 8 in if Iowa plays better than they have been playing down the stretch.
Okay. And the only reason, and just
I don't know where the Marquette situation. That's the Big East. This is the revital Big East, at which Marquette and my boy Shaka Smart has got them boys balling right now.
Right. Yeah, you got some love for Shaka early on. Yeah, and yes, ACC Big East 5.
I say Big East 5. I see you get Marquette, you get Villanova, you get possibly Seton Hall sitting on the bottom. You're going to get Providence in there, and 5th one's going to probably be a toss-up between maybe St. John's. DePaul's done. Obviously, DePaul's not getting in. You know, I love them. They're not getting in.
Now here's the reason, just so that everybody knows, out of equity, especially since tomorrow is the beginning of March, which is the start of Women's History Month. We're not mentioning women's D1 basketball because there's only one team in the entire D1, and if South Carolina decides to lose, I guess that's something. But I don't think they're going to decide to lose until somewhere around next year.
Well, I'm gonna give you 2 for those fans. I'm a big, huge women basketball fan, obviously. And I'm gonna go out on an early limb, and I'm gonna give you possibly. You're looking at University of Indiana and possibly Iowa. 2 of our own Big Ten is gonna make the Final 4.
Okay, in South Carolina, so that's 3.
And then you're gonna probably be Stanford on the other side.
Okay, but just to make a long story short, what can anybody beat South Carolina?
I think the only team that could possibly beat South Carolina that would give them would possibly be Indiana. If you ever seen Indiana play, and these girls can flat out play.
What about South that girl in Iowa? That girl in Iowa, I mean, if she goes lights
Steph
out.
Curry? She's Steph Curry. Yeah, she's doing Steph Curry type stuff. The problem is they don't have a deep enough bench.
Okay.
And if when you play in South Carolina, you got some sisters. They'll say, okay, give her 35 or 40, but lock everybody else down. So you're not going to be scoring 35 or 40 points.
There you go.
So that'll be a different. When South Carolina played Tara Vanderbilt out at Stanford, they struggled a little bit, because Stanford has got that. They got that piece. They got the long, skinny girl in the middle that's on Steph Curry's team. Obviously, he's at almost every game. And that Stanford and South Carolina will be another rematch, obviously a close game. So they already played to a 3 or 4 point game earlier this year already. So I think that you get now Indiana, which no one's going to be looking at, and these girls can flat out play. And I think they have either opportunities to upset either Stanford or South Carolina and sneak into the national championship game.
Okay, all right. So
these are all for promotional purposes only.
I mean, we have covered. Oh, Coach, we covered in NBA, NFL draft, as well as both men's and women's Division I.
And we haven't even covered the Division I yet on the men's side, so y'all stay tuned, because as we come up the next week and we get to these conference finals, then we're going to make sure we jump in and we're going to do something. And you got to give a hats off too, man, to CIAA's, SWAC. You know, these guys are doing great. You know, we hear so much of what's going on with the Power Five and this and that. We forget a lot that our HBCUs have got some solid teams,
right? And
they've been playing real good, man. So let's go off to those guys.
Absolutely. Wow. I certainly have learned a lot. I'm so glad I'm here. Coach, so glad you're here.
Hey, again, love you down. And make sure you guys do the button. I tell you every week, hit the subscribe button so every week it pop up on your phone, your iPad, your iPhone, your forehead. It's popping up.
It'll pop up on somebody's forehead. Lord,
right.
Lord.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't popping up on the forehead. We popping up on the forehead. You know what I'm saying? On the forehead.
Gotta say it like that.
Me, would pop it up on your 8 head.
Right. Exactly. In the meanwhile, you guys got it. Spring appreciated. Hit me up on the Twitter, CHI at Chillman7 with an extra L. And for those that don't know, that Chillman stand for Chicago, Illinois man. Feel me?
Woo! I am.
All right, Coach. And what's your word?
Hey, I love you guys and my brother, my sister, but you know my famous words. And I'm out.
And he's out. All right, guys. There he goes. The coach. The coach.
Yeah. I mean, that was. I hope you were listening, because I know I learned a bunch of stuff. So, and I think I know a lot. Obviously, I don't. That's why he's here.
Yep. It is for promotional purposes only.
It's all for promotional purposes only. For fun.
No, necessarily. We ain't trying to do nothing.
For entertainment.
I know.
That's right.
And let me see.
Are you entertained, Val the Voice?
I am entertained. I'm trying to bring up the comments here. See who's commenting. Okay, thank you so much, Coach. And he's thank you so much. But you know what?
Yes.
As we close, you have any interest in seeing the third version of Creed?
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, really. And did I have any interest in the first one? No. The second one, I think I may have seen some of the second one. Do I want to see this one? Yes, I do want to see this. This I want to see.
The reason why you probably want to see it is because of this gentleman right here.
That's a big. I do want to see him take on Kane. So I want to see if he can defeat Kane. See if Kane's gonna go 0 for 2 or not. So yeah, I want to see it. Definitely.
So this is
I thought you were gonna show me Tessa. You were like, this is the reason you want to see it. I was expecting a Tessa shot that I haven't seen before.
I was looking for Tessa, but I couldn't find her at the quick. I was figuring let's just close out with that sports movie.
Jonathan in the shorts. That was not what I was hoping to see. What was that?
Okay, so Michael, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
You, myself and Coach held it down last week. What are you going to be talking about tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to be talking about March. I'm going to look forward and talk about the way that I look at March. March, of course, is the beginning of Women's History Month. I am not a woman, but I do try to observe it. I try to make sure that, it is a time that at least I grow as a person and learn something. And I'm going to give y'all some tips on that and how to go about doing it, especially as an educator, how I go about that. So we'll talk about that and some of the other interesting things that are going on. Val the Voice, I may slip some of that in to the conversation. Some things may stumble upon them tomorrow. Boy, has it been interesting over the last couple of weeks. So
I know. And like I
But I'm
said,
so glad to be here today. Woo!
We welcome Mr. Womble back, guys, as always. Thank you so much for joining
I had
us.
to go get the piano tuned. I had to go get the piano tuned. That's where I was last week. Piano was out of tune.
Stream every Tuesday on our YouTube. We stream every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, our Facebook company page, and also
all
LinkedIn.
Them pages, all the pages you want, all the Allen pages, all the pages, all of them. Yeah.
And I think I looking at this
YouTube link, the LinkedIn link, the Facebook link.
Michael,
we got all them links.
Michael,
we got more links than Leon's. Yes.
Michael,
what? Yes.
Look right here. Look right
what?
there.
Val the Voice is nominated for a POD TV Awards.
That's a Pod TV.
Oh, great job! I gotta learn how to read. It says have to make sure you're nominated for. So you can be nominated for it. That's exciting. I'm excited.
It's the Pod TV Awards
of it. Yes,
it's the Pod TV Awards.
I'll loan them my song. Yeah, absolutely. Pod TV Awards.
Exactly. This is the Pod TV Awards. So we're gonna put our faces up there. You see all three of our faces up there? We're gonna put our faces up there for the Pod TV Awards.
That's right.
The Pod TV Awards.
That's right. Why I look so serious? Y'all look fun. I look like I'm about to be the extra. Maybe I was training with Creed. I was like when we was punching bags. Man, why is my head so big too? My head is.
What's your name, Mr. Womble?
My name is not Val the Voice Johnson, but your name is soon to be nominated for a Pod TV Award. This has been Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson, and I'm so happy to be here. Hey, congratulations!
And thank you so much, cousin. And we're out. Peace.